Hello, this is Immaculate. I owe you guys a story time about how my mom died and my dad followed her. I have always wanted to share this story, and now I have the opportunity to. You see, I grew up in a polygamous home. My dad married my mom after his wife died, leaving him with four children. So, my mom, being a young wife at that time, did everything she could to be in the good books of my dad and his children. They were good, or so she thought. And we cooked together, we did a lot together. She had me like 4 or 5 years into the marriage, and I was her only child for a very long time. So, they were together for at least 35 years before her death. My mom died on March 3rd, 2023. She died of a heart attack. So, my mom and dad weren't living in the same house. My mom had her own house. And so, my dad's house was a stone throw away from my mom's house. So that night they went to call him. They went to call him. Hmm? And so when he came in the morning, my mom was still lying in state in her house. And everyone wanted to see what he was going to say. So he came in and they gathered together, my mom's people and him. They gathered together and they were asking him, we know that you were married to our sister, and so far you people had no issues. What do you want us to do to her now that she has died? Because that was the custom. She stood up and told them that she didn't know my mom. He didn't know my mother, and that he wasn't interested, and they should do whatever they wanted to do with her. And so we we were waiting for him, and this is the bombshell that he dropped for us. That day, the kind of heartbreak I suffered, the kind of feeling I was going through, the kind of thoughts that were running through my mind. Omo, there is nobody else in this world that can do that to me. Nobody. My mom gave more than half of her entire life. She died at 54, by the way. So my mom gave half of her entire life into supporting my dad and his family. Yet, the day she died, he came and confirmed, said, declared that he didn't know her. I told my friends on Facebook, and we rallied around, raised some money. And while I was rallying around that day, while I was in pain that day, the the rest of the people who were there decided that they were going to bury her that day. I said no. My mom was a well-known teacher, a local teacher, a local community teacher, a part of the local government administration, a well-known woman. If you take the number of schools in our community and split it into three, there's a high probability that my mom has taught one part. So how are you going to bury her like a goat? I said no. If I wait a while and there's no help from anywhere, I will put things together and bury her by myself. I told them to take her to the mortuary. They took her to the mortuary. And we we started rallying around. We started raising money. My friends supported me, and I actually planned the burial by myself. That money period, I don't know. I didn't cry. I didn't cry. I didn't have the opportunity to mourn because I went right into planning her funeral and putting things together. It would be later in November, December 2023 that I almost started running mad. Full blown anxiety crept in. We buried her, we finished the burial. And let me break your heart further. His people did not come for the burial or for the burial planning. His children too, the kids that my mom struggled to raise, did not come for that funeral. He did not come. His people did not come. His um, his children did not come. He did not come as well. So my mom was buried like a single lady in her house. And to the best of my knowledge, they didn't have issues. If there was a reason for him to just abandon her like that, even in death, it would be because he didn't want to spend money. He didn't want to spend a kobo. He didn't want to spend money. And so, after we buried my mom. She died on the 3rd of March. We buried her on 12th April, just right after Easter. Sorry, before Easter Sunday that year. And so I left for school. And on April, towards the end of April, my aunt called me to say my father had also died. So after burying my mom on 12th April, I went to school thinking that I thinking that I had finished the burial and hoping I would have time to recover. My dad died on the 28th. And so in the part 2 of this story, I'm going to tell you all the drama, all the intrigue that happened after my dad died.